New videos every day.
Hello, today I am making a video about the best documentary in the world. I really think it really is the best, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely see it. Super Size Me. I can't even count how many times I've seen it. I've told all my friends and family if they don't watch it, I will no longer be their friend or family. But I think it's important because it brings to light a lot of things that our society is doing, and it's all about what we're eating, how much we're consuming, and really how much fast food we're eating. I know the documentary said 1 in 4 are eating fast food every day. So think about that. If you're the one that's eating fast food every day, that is so many calories that if you just stop that or changed it to every other day or once a week, it'd actually help you lose weight, gain control of your health, and I think it would improve your quality of life. So one of the cool things about the documentary that I just loved was when he showed the school food and interviewed some of the kids in school, and they were eating M&Ms, and they were drinking Coke for lunch, and he was asking them what else they were going to eat for lunch, and they said nothing, that was their lunch. So I think there was really a shock factor to it, showing that, yeah, there may be good food in the cafeteria for kids to eat, but they have liberty during their lunchtime, so they can really eat whatever they want. They can go to the snack machines, they can go get those Cokes. I know some states are now doing it to where there's not going to be snack machines in school, so at least that helps the kids make a better decision about what they're going to eat. But at the same time, if they're bringing food from home, then it defeats the purpose too. So I just love the video. One of the other cool statistics that it said was in 1972 there was about $3 billion in fast food sales, but now it's up to $110 billion. That is an insane number. $110 billion. So that is such a huge change, and I think the reason why that is because we're going for food for convenience. Our lives are hectic, we're busy, we're stressed, we're trying to get food on the run, we have too many things planned, we're unorganized, and so we're not putting priority on the foods that we eat, so we're just going to the nearest, closest, fastest place and getting food. But it may be the closest and it may be the fastest, but it's definitely not the best quality. And that is really depleting our nutrition and having great impact on our health. Something else that I thought was awesome about the documentary is that he obviously documented his journey through this whole ordeal. So he went to the doctors. I think it said he had 5 doctors that did tests on him. So he actually had the medical proof to show all the changes in his medical tests. And it was really neat at the end of the documentary, after he had gone 30 days of eating these high-fat foods, fast food, every single day, every single meal, that the primary care physician actually said that he didn't believe before this documentary that someone could induce their liver into what is called fatty liver. And all the medical tests actually show that, yes, indeed, because of his high-fat diet, he actually forced his liver into a disease state. So that's just evidence right there, medical proof, research showing a diet, and that's just 30 days. I mean, that is just a short period of time in someone's life. But he did it for 30 days, and what a dramatic impact it had on his life. His cholesterol went up, his blood pressure went up, he got overweight, he was at higher risk for diabetes, all these other risk factors in 30 days, just based on his food intake. So I want you to kind of take that into account and realize that indeed nutrition and what we're eating is going to affect our lives. You've probably heard it in the media, on the commercials, in the news, in the newspapers, that 60% of Americans are overweight. So we know that that's a fact. You can really look around you anywhere you go and you're going to see an overweight person. So with that in mind, here's another startling statistic from the documentary. You would have to walk 7 straight hours at a good pace, a good clip, to burn off a supersized fry, supersized Big Mac, and a supersized Coke. 7 hours. That's almost your full work day of just straight walking, probably working up a sweat in order to work off maybe something that you grabbed during lunch. This is insane. Okay, Supersize Me also says that French fries are the most eaten vegetable in America. I have a really hard time with that because potatoes aren't really a vegetable. I mean, yes, sort of they are, but they're mostly a starch. They don't have near as many nutrients as the green leafy vegetables, the carrots, the broccoli, all those types of vegetables. And we're not just eating the potato, we're frying it in oil at really high temperatures, and that's the most common vegetable, the most eaten vegetable in the United States. That's just really a sad fact, and it's time to make a change. Before most children can speak, they can recognize the McDonald's sign. That's really a true fact, unfortunately. I was in the car with my niece the other day, and she's only 2.5, and she was, Mickey D, Mickey D, and, you know, it's so sad because I really try to help my family make better decisions, but it really comes down to you have to make the decision. You have to choose to be better. You have to choose to improve your life, but so my little niece knows what McDonald's is. She can't say a whole lot of words, but she knows where to go if she's wanting McNuggets, and that's just really sad. There's no nutrients. I can't say there's no nutrients, but low nutrients, high-calorie foods, and unfortunately at this young age, if she's used to eating that type of food, that's what she's going to want versus the really powerful, high-quality, antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables. So 40% of American meals are eaten outside the home, and I think that's a pretty true statistic. I've said before in previous videos that my family, I grew up in a family that just loved eating out, and we just loved to celebrate food, and that even statistic was probably higher in our family. But again, I think it goes back to convenience. We're just not putting importance on the foods that we eat, but rather keeping up our busy schedule and not taking time out for what's important. If you just think about that fact, we're eating 40% outside of our house. So you're going into a restaurant, you're ordering food that you have really no idea what the caloric intake is. So you may be eating a meal that's 1,100 calories and you have no clue how much calories it is. And you may not feel stuffed after the meal, but you've gotten all these calories. And then you have a hard time losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight. So it's difficult when the majority of our food, or a high percentage of our food, is eaten out in a restaurant. And that, I think, one of the positive things about recent things in the news and recent media is that restaurants are being kind of pushed towards putting nutrition facts on their menus, and I just think that's a great move. I think it's important for consumers to realize what they're eating, and that way they can make better and more informed decisions. So if you're frustrated, you're overweight, you're not feeling good, you're low energy, really think about what you're eating. What are you putting in your body? And relate that back to how you're feeling. I think it's time for us to take responsibility for our actions. There's so much media out there pointing attention to this is related to genetics, or this is something that is not caused by your behavior. But I think it's important to realize that the majority of our lives is really based on our decisions and our choices. We can improve our lives, improve our quality of life by making better choices. And that's really what my message is today. View the documentary and watch it a gazillion times. Let it make an impact on you, and then let it change your life. Let it help you make better decisions and ultimately feel better about yourself.